So I quit smoking cigarettes about 6, 7 months ago. Maybe 6 months ago. Maybe not 7 months yet. uh, Having a lot of lung problems. Doctors even said that there's something wrong with my liver, and they're getting some blood work back that is alarming to them about my liver and about my oxygen levels. So I've been smoking cigarettes and weed since I was 14 years old, and I'm 30 years old. It's crazy. So now you'd think, oh, weed's not a big deal. Nothing bad can happen. God just showed me something. Excuse me. God just woke me up, man. You have to put it all down. I threw out the drinks. I don't really drink that much. You know what I'm saying? Once in a while, I have one or two drinks. But you know what? I have a history, my father and my mother, and even me, of a history of alcoholism. I overcame the alcohol because of God. God gave me the ability through the Holy Spirit, believe it or not. Laugh all you want, I don't care. Doesn't bother me. I'm free, And everybody else I grew up with, most of the people are all dead or on drugs or in jail. I'm the only one that overcame all of that stuff, and I was out there doing all the same stuff as them. But there was one thing I had that they didn't have, which was the Word of God, and was God, the Spirit. So, I'm done with the weed. It took me up until this point, 30 years old, to finally be like, you know what? This is not serving me anymore. It's not serving me anymore. I needed it for anxiety, for depression, for, just dealing with just mental health. Really, it really did, help me for a period of time, but there's a place and a time for everything. And you can't forever be smoking weed, man. It's not going to always serve you. In fact, it actually just put my life at risk. I almost just died in multiple different ways from just simply smoking a joint. And you might think, how is that even possible? I'm not even going to get into the details, but one of the situations I wasn't paying attention because I'm baked and I'm going do, and actually I'll tell you what happened. I go for night walks. 1 a.m, 12 at night. I can't sleep. I got anxiety. I'll go and smoke joints and walk around. I got my headphones on. I go through a park. There's lights. A bat flew by. Bam. Hit me in the eye. I just finished getting rabies shots, okay? Rabies is 100% fatal disease. It's the most horrific, worst way you could possibly die. Rabies, yeah. Bats, yeah, they carry it. It's an automatic, you have to get a rabies shot within the first day or two. Hopefully in the first day. Because if you don't get the shots before the symptoms start happening, it's too late to get the shots. The shots are ineffective. It's reached your nervous system and reached your brain, and it's 100% fatality. And it can happen within 7 days, even less. That's how real things can get. And you know what? If I didn't go out, because my main thing was I just wanted to go smoke a joint and go for a walk, but it was mostly because I wanted to smoke a joint, right? Because, first of all, would never smoke in my own place, first of all, number one. And number two, I like going for walks. But here's where things went wrong. First of all, night walks. I should be active during the day to tire myself out, so I'm going to sleep with the sun. In the Bible, I think it says, I'm not sure, I think it says something about rising with the sun and going to sleep, basically going to sleep when the sun goes down. That's being synchronized with the universe, with God's will, the way that it was meant to be. You're not supposed to be sleeping all day, staying up all night, 1 a.m, walking around smoking joints, okay? God just woke me up. I almost just died. A horrific death. If I decided not to go to the hospital and get rabies shots, I could have been dead. And at this point, it's still scary, because what if let's just say, like, the rabies shot works, but let's just say if it didn't, I could die within the next week or two. or in the next 2 months, depending on the incubation period if I didn't take the shots. So if I wasn't out there smoking a joint, that would have never happened. I wouldn't even have went there if I wasn't going to smoke a joint, because it's not fun enough to just go for a walk at 1 a.m. unless I'm smoking a joint. That's what makes it fun. Well, this is why I'm done smoking weed. I just had to take rabies shots and have to for the next couple of weeks, okay? So God woke me up and said, you know what? You thought you could get away with this? I'm showing you that all sin leads to death. It does. It does. Another situation just before that happened that compromised my lungs. My weed might have been sprayed by some people that are affiliated with my enemies. I don't have any other vices than that. They couldn't get me through any other vice. Money, women, all those things. God gave me the spirit to resist. And it saved my life. Everybody else died because they were chasing those desires. God gave me the Holy Spirit to overcome them. So I've been basically, spitting in God's face. And he's been graceful and merciful to me. And I almost just died in 2 different ways because of the same problem. And that's smoking weed. And I can't even breathe right now from just talking. And I have lung issues right now. My dad had emphysema. He died at 49. Yeah, and it's hereditary. So I've already went too far. I've already pretty much ruined myself. And basically spit in God's face. And you know what? I'm 30 years old. I'm done, man. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm done. It's not a game. Life is not a game. I want to live a full life. I want to feel healthy. I want to be able to breathe. You know what I'm saying? You might say, oh, well, weed doesn't really damage the lungs. You know what I'm saying? Well, you might be right if you grow your own weed naturally and you're not using anything in the soil and whatnot, and you're not buying it from a government dispensary where they're spraying it with all kinds of stuff and growing it with all kinds of different chemicals to get the most production out of the plant to make the most profit, because they don't care about your health. Right. Number 2, if you're getting it, oh, well, I get my stuff from a dealer. Yeah, well, you know what? If you ever melt anybody off or have enemies in any way, shape, or form, or if you're a child of God that's just automatically targeted because of that, one day somebody's going to get you. And it's going to be through the one vice that you have, which is just the weed. And they're going to spray it with maybe, what would you call it? What's that? That glass type spray. Not plexiglass, but fiberglass or something like that, or another type of chemical that takes a year or 2 to kill you, gives you lung diseases like emphysema, like fibrosis, stuff like that. Takes a couple years. People are nasty, eh? They'll get you like that, eh? They will, trust me. Believe me. I know people that were doing stuff like that. I've almost been killed like that. So I'm telling you, man, excuse my language, I'm not going to swear. Stop playing around with your life. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I'm lucky I'm alive right now. Straight up. I've had this weed for a while right here. Now, since all this stuff that just happened. I'll show it to you. And I'm throwing it out right now in front of me. Oh, that's weird. It's already gone. It's not even in there. Maybe I threw it out already or something like that. I'm pretty sure I just put it away and said I was done with it, and I said I was going to throw it out. Oh, well. I think my girlfriend threw it out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. Right on, because we talked about it and we came to that agreement. So awesome. I was just gonna throw it out. There's a joint still rolled that I never smoked. I'm not going to smoke it. I'll throw that out just to show you. But there was a whole quarter, like $60 worth of like the premium best stuff you can get. It's like purple, straight perp. And I'm throwing it out. See this? Trash. Gone. Done with it. Don't even care. Sick of it. All it does is slow you down, make you lazy. Time and a place. At one point in time, it helped me. We were never meant to smoke it though. You're supposed to take it, the oil. I have the oil, but I'm not even taking that. anymore because of what God taught me in this lesson. Be sober and alert, because the devil is, be sober and alert, because the devil is roaming around like a lion looking for his next victim to devour. And that's what just happened with that bat. That was straight demonic, and it was because I was living in my sin that happened, and I could have went home and not got the shots and died. Even at this point in time, who knows, with a disease like that, it's 100% fatal. The soonest that the symptoms have ever happened is in 3 days. And once the symptoms start happening, the clinical symptoms, the shots are ineffective. They don't work. From the point of the first symptoms after the incubation period, you have 7 days for the disease to kill you. Nobody has ever overcome rabies. I think they had one case ever with a young girl that they put her in an induced coma for like, I don't even know how long. And she was the only person ever in history, ever. And that's, and that's just a miracle. Probably God himself. But, right. So I'm done. And I want to explain in a little bit more detail on why, why weed is not good. First of all, I couldn't deal with reality without the weed. You know what I mean? I get stressed out, I smoke a joint. I get mad, I smoke a joint. I feel good, I smoke a joint. And it just made me lay around. I smoke a joint. I was like, yo, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to go do this and that. Smoke the joint. I'm not doing nothing today. Very lack of, not, what would you say? Taking away from my productivity. Not being productive. I've wasted years and years of my life just smoking weed, just enjoying myself. And I could have been building a house. I could have been saving that money up to get a house, or something more productive I could have been doing with my life, but the weed makes me not productive. It just does. Some people can smoke weed and be productive, but you know what? Inevitably, it will lean more on the side of non-production. It will lean more on the side of being non-productive because it's meant to be calm you down. You're not supposed to be doing things, and you smoke a joint at the end of the night to help you sleep when you're done doing all the stuff you need to do and be alert and aware. You don't go and smoke weed all day like a fool, you know what I'm saying? Which I've done that all my life, like blunts all day, everything all day, smoke weed all day, walking around. Totally unaffected because I'm fully just immune to it now. My endurance is just, all the way up. But I'm living in this dream world of being in a cloud all the time, and I'm just high all the time, and I'm just fried all the time, baked, and it started to take away from my personality, my character, and I've always been an advocate for cannabis. It's a healing plant. It has healing abilities, THC and CBD. CBD is the healing component in the plant. And I believe in that plant as a medicine, and I believe that it can even be used to reverse and cure, I don't want to get this video taken down, but, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Can naturally heal yourself with cannabis. You don't have to take the THC psychoactive component. You can take the CBD, but bottom line is, I don't even want to play with that no more. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? I almost died. You know what I mean? A couple times. A couple different things. All in sequence, one after another. That's enough for me. Then there was things that God's showing me why it's happening. So, yeah, I'm done. And you know what? I bet you and I'm not to say that I won't fall and go back or mess up or whatever. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I quit, and then be that guy that just ends up, because I've done that a million times. Everybody does that. That's what, it's not, I'm not saying the plant itself is addictive, but the chemicals they're using to grow the plants and whatever they're spraying to make it 10 times more, produce 10 times more, are addictive chemicals. So go look it up, research it. If you're growing your own stuff, that's as natural as it's going to get, as long as you're being natural about it and stuff. And okay, cool. You're making oil out of it, but I still wouldn't recommend, because you're going to be at your most productive. You're going to get more out of life not smoking weed. If you need to use it to survive at a period of time when I was homeless, I couldn't imagine not having weed. I would have killed myself. to be honest, and depression and all that stuff, I would have blew my brains out 100%, 100 times. But there's a time and a place, and you have to know, and you don't want to go too far with it because it's going to become embedded into your life to the point where you can't live without it. And it's not even the addictive, it's just the new function embedded into your life of how you live and how you deal with things. And it is going to decrease your productivity and just your fullest potential. It takes away from your fullest potential. Some people might say, well, you can smoke weed and it actually adds to your potential with your artistic side. And yeah, that can be, you know what I'm saying? But you'd probably produce more art if you weren't smoking. You know what I'm saying? You might not be inspired, in the same way, but you might even get, 10 pieces of art out instead of 3 that you've really kind of like, embedded yourself into because you were, you're smoking weed and you're whatever. But bottom line is we're not supposed to be smoking weed, period. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, it's just not, it's not the way. And I'm having lung problems. And that's because of all the stuff that's in the plants. I've never been able to grow it myself, and I've been smoking it all my life from everywhere else. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you can hear I have a problem, right? And trust me, it's not good. I'm in a little bit of trouble, but God is my healer, and He does heal, man. I don't need a plant to heal me. I need God. And God will favor this and honor this because He's the one that showed me that He slapped me back into my senses. And I almost just died. And that was why. And He was showing me that just something as innocent as you think this is, your time is up now. You don't need it no more. I need you to lean on me. So, you know what I need to do when I get stressed out? Do some push-ups. I stopped working out so long ago. And you know why? From the drinking the beer, from the smoking of the weed, laying around with chicks, whatever, like, you know what I mean, when I was young and stuff like that. That's all you want to do. You're depleting yourself in every single way. So you know what happened? I stopped working out like 10 years ago. I used to be a fit person. I had abs, I had chest, I was good. I was, I'm there, you know what I'm saying? Felt great. Now I feel terrible. And you know what? It's so easy to just be like, oh man, I'm just going to smoke a joint and I just can't handle today. And then I do that every day. And then I do that 365 times a year, 365 times and there's a year gone. And then I do it again and again and again. And then 10 years is gone. And I'm like, what did I do? It's the same thing with alcohol. I was drinking too. So that's double whammy. Double not doing nothing with my life except for just pleasing myself. Pleasure seeking things, man. It's time to evolve. It's time to step your game up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't be to your fullest potential if you're just smoking all day, every day, bro. Like, even at night, you know what I'm saying? You're turning to this. Your God is becoming the plant in this way of escaping reality in life and not having to deal with it. You got to learn how to deal with everything sober, man. Or else you have no power. You are not in control of your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say it, man. I've been smoking weed all my life. Like I said, I got, there's this one. So she threw it out, which is great. Glad. Because I was just told her I was going to throw it out. But, and it's empty, but, there's tons of them here. Just been doing this forever. So I'm just saying, man, this is why I'm done. These are my reasons, and like I said, I'm not against it. I'm against the smoking of it now at this point in time in my life. But like I said, I tried like everybody else. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying not to lose my mind. I'm just trying not to kill myself. All the trauma and all the things that I've been through, and all the people that died, and the demons that I fight. So, but you got to put that, you got to lean on God, man, instead of that. That's your next level up. If you're all about that evolution and trying to evolve and be a better man and be a better woman and be a better person and step your game up, or just stay stagnant the whole time until you die, that's your choice. Or just sink down and just become less and less and less of what your potential is. But weed will do that if you overuse it, if you just, if you abuse it. The drops, whatever, that's fine, to help you sleep. But like I said, start fighting, man. Every time, man. You get anxiety or something, like, yeah, you might have sleeping issues and stuff like that, but there's ways to deal with that too. Like I said, I'm walking around at night at 1 in the morning to tire myself out so I can go to sleep at 3. No, you wake up early in the morning on purpose, even though you don't want to. If you're not working, if you're not going to school at the time, you wake up early and you run yourself down. You go and you exercise and you do it like that. That's the way you got to do it. I know you don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I haven't worked out forever. Haven't jumped on a bike. Haven't did no push-ups. I don't want to go for a while. I feel like trash all the time. 30 years old. I'm beat already. I feel like I'm half dead. But at this point, I almost died, and it reminded me of how bad that I want to live and how much I want to do with my life. So that's my video. That's my testimony. This is why I'm quitting smoking weed, cannabis, marijuana. Quarter resilient. Share the video. Oh, okay. I found it. A lot of people are going to hate me for this. I'm just showing you, man. Willpower. Because, I've been attached to this my whole life since I was 14 years old. And this is some premium stuff. Gone. Done, man. Can't do it no more. Just can't.